you around for a second there. So today's activity is supposed to be learning how to braid my own hair. I took a class in high school. It was called Hairstyling and Aesthetics. We learned how to braid hair, we learned how to do makeup, we learned how to do all kinds of stuff. I'm not learning anything new, but it's just more that I'm getting better at it, improving. I'm improving my hairstyling skills today. I'm having to film this with my front camera, so this is maybe gonna be a little bit grainy and shitty because it's so dark in my room right now because of the weather, but I hope that's okay. This video won't be too interesting anyway, to be honest. For today's activity, I'm basically going to be following a French braiding tutorial to refresh my memory just a little bit, and then trying 3 or so different hairstyles.
Again, take the top strand.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so the thing with me is that I can never keep it tight enough. In the hairstyling and aesthetics class I mentioned earlier, one of, if not the first thing we learned was braiding. I was quite good at it on the mannequin or on others, but when it comes to doing it on myself, that's where the struggle is. Oh no, I lost it. Oh, maybe I'm okay. Maybe I can save this? No, I can't. That's the other thing, that's problem number 2. I end up getting confused and I drop some hair and then that's the end of it. Let's try again. I felt frustrated that I couldn't get the hang of it fast enough, and the fact that it wasn't coming as easy to me as other things like nail art that rely on a strong artistic ability meant I chose to develop my skills in that instead and didn't continue practicing hairstyling on myself. What the hell? Oh, it's a little bit of my hair that got on. My hair was also a lot thicker back then. I suffered from pretty bad hair loss in my late teens that continues to this day, and I'd estimate that it's currently about 1/3 of the thickness it used to be. I really wish I would have taken advantage of the thickness and butt length hair I had while I had it. I've also been kind of avoiding doing this. I've been having scalp issues for years, but over the last couple of years it's gotten particularly bad, and same thing with my hair loss. I was kind of hoping to see a dermatologist and get my hair stuff sorted and get my scalp stuff sorted this year, but turns out I'm on a 3-year waiting list. But I realized that if I don't do this, I'm never gonna do it. I'll do the other side and then I'll show the results of my first attempt, but I'm telling you, it's not great. But we're not going for perfection. We are aiming just for something that is functionable. Okay. So as you can see, it's really loose. The sun is helping me out. It's coming out just for this. Very loose. Not super fantastic. And then this side, same thing. Very loose. Very messy. Not great. That kind of sucks, but it's fine. Practice makes perfect. I'm sure everybody that's ever done a braid ever can attest to the fact that they started out sucking at it. And I know I sucked at like everything I started doing. When I see all of my old art, all of my nail art and things, like when I see my first go at nail art for the first 2 years, oh my gosh, it was atrocious in comparison to what I was doing 5 years in. Even just moving my hair around a little bit like this, my scalp hurts. The other night it was so bad that I was having a hard time sleeping because my head on my pillow was making my scalp hurt. Just my head touching the pillow. And it hasn't been that way in a while. Like, it was getting better there for a bit, and then my body decided that it wasn't going to continue to make my life easy. So 3rd time is the charm, so I'm going to try this again. Because of the way my arms have been lately, with how painful they are, I just haven't had the ability to hold my arms up long enough to practice this kind of thing, and I just do not have that in me some days. So sometimes I kind of kick myself for not having done things when I was a lot healthier in high school. I had issues, I had nerve pain and stuff that I didn't know was nerve pain, but I was healthier in the sense that things weren't plaguing me so badly, and I didn't know I had health issues, if that makes sense. I kind of miss the days when I didn't know. Just gonna pin that in there for a second. I mean, that's not the worst attempt I've ever done, to be perfectly honest with you. It's definitely not the worst it's ever looked. So, we're getting somewhere. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Let's try one more time. You should see the amount of hair that's falling out of my head right now. I am genuinely scared of going bald before I'm 30. To further explain what I was saying earlier about my arms, I've been having major chronic pain in my arms on and off over the last 2 years, starting in 2021. I originally planned to do this activity in the first season, but ultimately didn't because of this, but pushed myself to do it this season as it's one of the activities I was looking forward to doing. I need to work on smoothing it out at this side so that it doesn't get so bulky here. Can you see that? It doesn't look too bad, right? I think I'm gonna try one more thing. And then that'll be it for this. This wasn't exactly the way I envisioned it. I wasn't quite sure what I envisioned. It was better than this though. I think that's the problem with a lot of my videos, especially the 52 series. There's just a lot of things that I envision going better than they do. Okay, I don't even know how to go about doing this, but basically I want to create a braid down the middle. So we're gonna give that a try next. Make no mistake though, this was painful to film and I really struggled with holding my arms up for as long as I was, as that's extremely hard to do with the pain and fatigue I get in my arms. Actually, I think I just made sense of it. I think I get it now. Nope. I just completely... Oh. Yeah. I kind of had a rhythm there, but that... Yeah. Oh, my arms. It's especially in the joints. Like here and here, where my shoulder meets my arm and around my elbows. Oh my god. At the time that I filmed this, I'd had it flare up for the last few weeks or so, but at the time of editing this in January, I've had it continuously for several months now. It no longer starts and stops like it did in 2021, but is now a constant pain that I live with every day. My arms won't be lifted so high, so it is a little bit easier. I'm happy I filmed this when I did and got to do it. No. It's not happening. I'll just do another one of these and we'll call it a day for today. And then I'll just keep practicing like a little bit every day and see how far I can get. See it okay? I think it turned out all right this time. I definitely gotta work on this, that's for sure. Nope. Well, this actually might be one of the nicest braids I've ever done. It's ridiculous, oh my lord. My hair is falling out. I am sort of disappointed that this didn't work out the way that I envisioned it. I thought that this would be a lot more fun and a lot more entertaining to watch probably, and a lot more fun to do, but unfortunately my body decided otherwise. So we're just gonna have to deal with that. Moving forward, I am going to be practicing doing my hair. I'm gonna be practicing all kinds of hairstyles. I'm gonna be trying to get better at this, and hopefully we'll start seeing some progress at some point. But until then, I'm not great at this. We've established that. I have not improved today, I don't think, but practice is not something that comes immediately. It is something that takes days, months, years to accomplish. And unless I was doing this all day, every day, which I physically definitely can't do with my arms, I'm not going to see progress very quickly. So that's the end of that. But yeah, so we're not starting this episode off very strong, admittedly, but hopefully as the episode goes on, the activities will get better and more successful. So, yeah, that's it for today's activity, and I will see you next week. Good evening. Today's activity is going to be the Google Maps game, or at least that's what I had written down, but I don't really know quite what I meant by that when I wrote it down. But recently I actually came across, completely by accident, this game called Hyrule Guesser, which is exactly what it sounds like. It puts you in some random location on the Breath of the Wild map and you have to guess where you are. And I thought that was incredibly interesting and maybe potentially even more interesting than the Google Maps game. It's going to be the same concept, it's still a map game, but it's going to be a little more specific to one of my personal obsessions / hobbies. So let's get started. Start game, display stables on map, display towns on map. Ooh, do I want to make this easy or hard? I think I want to make it hard. Oh, that's easy. We're starting off with an easy one. Okay, I wish I could zoom in. I know that it's probably a deliberate choice that you can't zoom in, but it's very annoying. Is that Gerudo Town? With the shrine? Okay, I'm just gonna go with here. Oh my god, I wasn't that far? Oh shit. Like, if I were playing the game right now, I would know exactly where to go. It's just when I have to do it on a map view, it's a different story. Let's go with here. I'm probably wrong, but oh my god, I actually wasn't that far off. Definitely not hitting the exact locations though. This is literally Watercolour Parade. Oh. Pretty much right on, 5,000 points. Yeah. If this was going to be a standalone video, I wouldn't mind letting it be 15 to 20 minutes, but since it's not, I gotta keep it under 10 minutes to prevent this episode from being too long as a whole, so we're just gonna skip a lot of this. So out of a possible 25,000 points, I got 24,322. That's not that bad for my first try. Let's try it again. Let's do it without the towers this time. See if it's... Oh no, wait. I instantly regret this decision. Instantaneous regret. Potential towers around here somewhere. Just trying to figure out what shape this is. I'm assuming it's here. Looking at it from this spot. Oh, I wasn't off that far. Was I facing the wrong direction? Yeah, I was just facing the wrong direction. Well, it's a book clubbing camp. I think it's the one that's up here. This is where you have to get Robbie's lamp from. The light. Yeah, because it's like the lake thing. You gotta go like up here. God, I wish I could freaking zoom in. I also wish I could just play the game. If I had a capture card, I would do that. Wait, Robbie is at the top. He's right here, right? And then it's when you go across. So I'm gonna say it's right here. Oh my god, I landed right on it. I gotta start trusting my gut more. Okay, so this is obviously not too far from the tower. Because it's a perfect view almost. Because you can see both this and this little thingy here. This little bit of ground. It can't be too far down the river. You wouldn't be able to see that properly. Okay, that's directly across. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's right here. Yeah, 2 in a row. Holy shit. Having the towers visible would have been very helpful with this one. I'm probably really off on this one, I don't really know. Oh, I wasn't as far off as I thought. I'm not very familiar with the central Hyrule area. For the longest time, there really wasn't anything over there. It wasn't really worth going out there too much. Especially with all the guardian walkers around. They scare the shit out of me. Oh! This is the thunder thingy. Linky is right there. Almost right on. Yeah, 24,372 this time. So That wasn't too bad. Should I go a third time and see if I can get it better? Let's try one more time. But I think for the third round, I'm gonna display them just for fun. Alrighty, this first one's not much to go off of. I actually don't even know where this is. Like, I kind of recognize this, like, cheese crater over here. Like, I know I've been to where these rocks are. I just think I've only been there, like, once. While I was just dicking around looking for croaks. This one photo alone took around 30 minutes for me to figure out, and at one point I was embarrassingly far off. Is this Lake Hylia over here? And that would be Lake Tower that I'm looking at? And that's Farron Tower in that direction? It doesn't feel right though. I feel like I'm looking at it from like the wrong direction or something, but like... Oh, you know what? Fuck me. That's the fucking elephant. Or no. It's... Naboris? Right? Here. How is this? Why is this not making sense? This is almost embarrassing how confused I am about this. So this is the dueling peaks. And this is... I'm really embarrassed now. This is Karuki Village. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Why am I so dumb? So is it central that I'm looking at? Like, I can't tell distance either. Like, I feel like I'm both really close to dueling peaks, but also really far away at the same time. Oh, that's where I am. The place with the big bones, and it has malice all around it. I just don't remember where that is. I've probably spent like 30 minutes on this specific one alone. So, I'm just gonna pick a location and call it, and then we'll see what it ends up being. It's just really bugging me that I'm getting this one wrong after all this time, for sure. That actually would... Oh my god, you know what? I remember I had to do, there was that one Karoke that you have to, like, run up these. Oh my god, I found it! There's the thingy. Okay, so it's the one that's, like, right in front. Here. All that time. Oh, and all that time just to be shy of 5,000. That's bullshit. Editing Mackenzie, I am so sorry. Oh, this is the one we did before. Can I get a different one instead? I guess I can't. Shadow. Ridgeland. Central close by. Oh, 5,000 points. Revenge. That was still tough though, I couldn't remember exactly. I just had a better idea this time. Okay, this one's easy. Man, that's scary. Holy shit. I can't get it precise anyway, because it's such a small space. But I was close enough, 5,000 points. Oh shit. I know where this is. Or at least I fucking think I do. Looking at it, it's definitely turning this way. Doop. Definitely gonna get this wrong, but I'm gonna say it's here. Ah! Okay, where are we? They're really giving me a hard one for the final, which is understandable. I mean, I'm killing it a little too hard here. If I can get this last one, like, right, this will have been my best run through. Despite the very rocky start. There's like all like the mist down here, and there's like these like reddish toned mountains, and the only two places I know that have that are the Akala region, and the Farron region has some rocky red shit going on. Oh, but you can see the ocean. So it's definitely looking out this direction. Holy shit, this is 50 minutes long. Holy crap, I gotta finish this up. I literally don't know where this is. I don't even have, like, even so much as an inkling, like... Is that, like, Eventide over here? This is the most interesting, these, like, little island things over here, but... I'm gonna end up being so far off, it's dumb. I'm just gonna call this one because this is getting... Like, I don't think I can figure it out. Oh my god. How does that even make sense? I can't even figure that out. And because of that last one, I got 0 points. I went through all... Oh my god, I went through all of that just to have the lowest point out of all of them. Alright, well that's enough of that. I was hoping I could get something a little more exciting to finish it off, but I guess not, so. What it is just, it really sucks finishing it on a disappointment. 6 o'clock. I have editing to do, I've got stuff to get done, so I'm gonna end this here, and I will see you next week with another activity. Watercolor is a medium I'm fairly familiar with, but don't work with too often. I use it mostly for fun stuff, like those stickers from episode 4, fun doodles and fan art and that kind of thing. My more serious art is done with acrylics. For today's activity, I sat down and played around with my watercolors, but this time I took a crack at painting a whole scene using them, which is something I don't think I've ever done before. I don't think I've ever done a large piece like this solely in watercolor. There was no reference image for this one, just me putting brush to paper and seeing what I can come up with. I went into this knowing I wanted a sunset with pretty clouds and a lighthouse, so I had the basic design sketched out lightly with pencil, but how I went about painting it was up to me as I went along. I went for a pretty basic design, nothing super fancy or detailed. I loved the process of painting the clouds and building them up. Clouds are one of my favorite things to paint because they're pretty and it's fun to play around with color palettes and shapes, and you can do almost anything you want with them. It's easy to fix them if you do mess up somehow, so it can be really relaxing to just sit and paint something that you don't really have to think too much about. I love the whimsical, soft vibe of watercolor, but the thing that prevents me from using it more often for my more serious work is the dry time. Holy cannoli, it sucks. What would have taken me about 30 minutes to an hour at most with my acrylics took me about 5 hours with watercolor, and a lot of that was dry time. This was especially true for the larger areas I had to cover, like the water and the sky, which took ages to dry between layers and also ages to build up that saturation. Once I got to painting the rocks in the lighthouse, things picked up a bit from there and it wasn't as tedious. I did make a few mistakes and such, like the lighthouse railings being way too thick, for example, and I didn't really end up liking how the fence looked in the end as much as I'd like to, but once I went in with the black pen and added outlines and details, it really came together and I loved the end result. It had an almost cartoonish vibe to it, which I leaned into with the simplistic water splashes around the rocks and minimal details. It's not my usual style, but I really liked the look of it, and I think I'll probably experiment more with this style in the future when I have time to sit down and play around. God, I feel like I haven't been in front of a camera before. It is like 7:30 at night. Since I'm waiting for my laptop to charge so I can keep editing a video, I figured I would do a 52 challenge while I'm sitting here waiting around. So for tonight's activity, we're going to be doing a marble run. I've had this marble since I was a kid. I used to have a whole pack of these. Like, it was like a bunch of marbles. I had so many marbles. I don't know why I had so many, but that's something I just remembered. I totally forgot about that. It's like a memories coming back into my brain. And we had all different ones of different sizes and colors. I wonder what happened to all of them. I think I've only got maybe 3. I think the other 2 are smaller ones. And then I have a large one. I think my mom sold the rest of them on a garage sale. Just like everything else I've ever owned in my entire life. For this marble run, I actually had to look up on Pinterest marble run ideas because I was kind of stumped. And there is several ways to do this. There's the horizontal format where it's like a maze, but I thought that one would be kind of boring because then I make the maze myself, like, I don't know. And then there's the vertical version, which is kind of like where there's a bunch of different obstacles and things and the marble has to run down it, like in Breath of the Wild with those shrines that have the puzzles that you have to like get the sphere down and you have to do all the stuff like that. And then there's also the marble runs that are more like 3D. They've got like all kinds of like pulleys and like all kinds of stuff going on. I don't have the resources or the time to do something that cool, and ultimately ended up deciding to do the vertical one because I think that would be kind of fun. So I have a collection of garbage that I've assembled over the last few weeks I've just been collecting them, and once I told Mom that I was collecting toilet paper rolls to use for a project, she just started giving them to me all the time. So I probably have a lot more than I need. I guess that's a good thing though. I'd rather have too much than too little for something like this. My mom also gave me this today that came on a cake. I was wondering what I could use this for. She suggested for my paints, which is still a really good idea. I might take this apart after and do that, but I figured in the meantime I can use it as my background to stick things to. Part of me feels sort of bad because I feel like the potential to do something super cool with this is so high, and I'm not gonna do it well enough. So this I think would make for a good weight. Doesn't fit, so it's gonna be the goal. It'll just basically be a zigzag, but I'm gonna try to give it a little bit of like momentum, so it kind of goes up maybe, and then down into here like that. This has to be one of the more ridiculous activities, but inner child. I wanted to start playing and having more fun and doing things for the sake of doing them more this year, as I've said previously. So this is kind of one of those activities that is so much that, you know what I mean, where there's no other purpose to it. It's just pure creativity and fun for the sake of it, and I think that is what I need on an evening like this. Part of me was considering making this pretty, like painting it, decorating it, the whole shebang, but I just don't know, I don't think I have the time or the mental energy to be that creative. I feel like it's not going to be sturdy enough. So I apparently forgot to film the process of that. You couldn't see a single thing. What a waste. It's fine. What matters is the end result, which is this monstrosity. This is kind of heavy. I feel like it's going to be too heavy. Don't lose it. It is too heavy, huh? Fuck. Okay, so there's too much momentum here. I'm gonna have to put something here to block it so it doesn't keep going. Maybe we can try this again. Okay, we're close. Oh my god. The double-sided tape wasn't enough, so I had to break out the glue to hold some of these things together. Shortcut? What the fuck? Oh, so close. One more time. Oh my god. It's not gonna work. Every single aspect of this thing fell apart. I tried with the tools that I have. Like individually the pieces worked, it just together not so much. The glue is strong enough for the cardboard. It seems to be holding things together, but it's the double-sided tape. It's not gonna work for this project. If I cared enough, I would get proper Scotch tape and tape things that way, but I don't know if even that would be strong enough. Do I care enough to do that? I don't know if I want to waste the Scotch tape we have. I just used a bunch of it not long ago for stickers, so it's 8:30. I don't think I really want to stay up any longer working on this. I'm not passionate enough. Damn it. I really wanted this to work. I had a whole vision and everything. Having success. I think maybe this was the more ambitious of the two options. I think maybe I should have done the marble run that's like a maze rather than the vertical one. I underestimated the heaviness of my marble. I think I overestimated the stickiness of my tape, and then it would like be able to hold the structure up. Kind of sucks that this one's a dud. I prefer these activities to end in like success or something, because then they feel like they're worth doing, but when I make a mess with toilet paper rolls and nothing comes of it, it just feels like such a waste of time. Sorry for the dud. This one kind of sucked, but that's life. Sometimes you win some, you lose some. So we lost this one. I lost this one. I think I'm comfortable with not having something good to show for this one. If all the other activities go really well, then I think it's okay if one of them didn't. I think if anything, that's actually very human and more authentic. I think I would rather something like this than every single thing I do go perfectly, and to have a completely perfect series, I think that would almost be a little too perfect, you know? It kind of sucks that the end of this episode is finishing off on a low note. Hopefully the next episode will go better. So, good night, and I will see you in the next episode. That brings us to the end of episode 5. I hope you enjoyed this train wreck of a video. I upload episodes of this series every Sunday, so if you're enjoying it, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.